So hi everybody, I'm Gedas from Active Youth, and today we have a workshop about blogging. Right now, as we all are aware of it, we have a bit of a situation. There is not much live teaching, live activities going on, and the question is, how do we share our insights, tips, knowledge with one another? Also, actually, there is not much going on at all. So how do we spend our time purposefully? And with this presentation, I'm gonna try and see whether blogging can be a part of an answer or part of a solution to this whole situation. But every presentation, every story needs an anti-hero. So I'm gonna bring in video and ask whether video killed a blog star. So let's take a look at Google Trends, and actually this whole presentation is gonna be based on a lot of statistics from Google, from our websites, just to bring factual evidence to what I'm trying to prove my points. So let's take a look at Google Trends, and that's a screenshot taken from the Trends website, and I'm actually looking at the popularity of search terms YouTube, Medium, that's the most popular blog website, and simply another term, blog. So as you can see, the blue term, YouTube, is way higher than either Medium or blog. Of course, that doesn't tell the full story, that's just that YouTube is very popular. So I thought, let's look deeper into that. Once again, I was checking YouTube popularity on Google, and I'm looking at actually past 12 months. Well, this is data from United States, but I think worldwide data is quite similar. So still, YouTube compared to blue line is books, red line are magazines, yellow line are articles, you can't even see that, and purple line are newspapers. Still, YouTube is massively more popular. And as you can see at March of 2020, YouTube actually gets quite a bump. I think that's the start of the pandemic, at least in the United States. It falls during summer, and then once again it's up and on the rise right now. Well, still, that tells a bit of a story, but let's look further. At this graph, though, I'm comparing. I was thinking, look, YouTube, okay, it's about video, but it's not exactly about our own subject, about online education, online courses, sharing tips online. So I was trying to check how do these terms compare out. So the blue one is online course. Probably when you search online course on Google, you mean video course. There is also online learning, and both of them, both blue and red lines, are very not so popular actually, compared versus a term guide and tutorial, which probably can be more of something that is more likely written or an article. Of course, a tutorial and a guide can be both video, but it's likely that they can be a written material as well. So at least I checked this and I was like, whew, at least there is some hope for blogging. Let's go on further. And I also wanted to see, is anyone even interested in writing anymore? So once again, I was checking Google Trends, and I compared 4 terms, actually 5 terms: how to write essay, how to make video, how to write article, how to do a selfie or how to selfie, and how to blog. And once again, it's data taken worldwide from past 12 months. And let's talk first about the red line, which is how to make video. And as you can see, it's the most popular. At around March of 2020, it gets a massive popularity bump because of the pandemic, I think, or rather because of the lockdowns. And it's still quite up, even though it goes down during the summer, but it's still about twice as high as the second most popular term is how to blog. Is the purple line, and it also gets a bit of a bump during the lockdowns, and then goes back to its historical trend, which is not as high as how to make videos. Now the yellow line, you can barely see that, is how to write articles. The green line, though, that's interesting, is how to selfie. I could have written how to make selfies, but actually people, turns out, they just type in how to selfie. And it's just as popular as inquiry about how to write articles. So making selfies and writing articles is about the same popularity right now worldwide. Well, in the past year anyway. And the last line, the blue line, that I want to talk about is how to write an essay. It's also quite low, and I think it goes up during the start of the school year. That is, as you see, after August of 2020, it goes up and is quite almost as, or rather, has the same popularity as the term how to blog. So looking at this graph, we can see that yes, people are interested in writing, a lot less than making videos, but still there is hope for writing as well. And gladly, how to blog is more popular than how to selfie yet. Still, actually, sorry. So this leads to, well, another part of the second part of my presentation is whether blogging is worth the effort. Well, I'll start with the good news. You've seen, selfies are there and they're taken a lot, and blogging is actually, according to Google Trends, at least twice as popular as how to selfie. So I'll use sort of a logical induction that if selfies are popular, then blogging should also be popular. And I have a bunch of statistical data actually from our own website. So as this table you see, and I'm going to explain it, it's taken from Google Analytics of Active Youth website. And this data is taken, the period of data starts at January the 1st and is up until today, or actually yesterday, up until the November 23rd of 2020. So it's data from about 11 months, let's say, and Active Youth website had around a bit more than 106,000 views, and this is the page popularity index. So basically, the page number 1 is our helpline for Corona pandemic, and then other pages. And page number 9 and page number 10 are actually blogs. So these are our most popular blogs, and as you can see, they've been viewed by users about 3,000 times each of them. One slightly a bit 3,000, and the other one slightly less than 3,000. So since these are our two most popular blogs and they're quite popular, I'm going to look more into that. So this highlighted data shows our two most popular blogs, and they've been viewed quite a lot of times. The average reading time for both of them are about 3 minutes. And let me go further into that. I'll go to an example of the number 9, that is blog about project proposal examples. So it has been viewed quite many times, but still, what is the point of having it? First point is that a lot of reading minutes were spent on it. So people in this year alone, in 2020, has spent about 11,000 minutes looking at that page. I'm not sure whether they were reading or just skimming through, but that's quite a big number. 84 of those users, that doesn't sound like a lot, but still, 84 of those users went on to our project's writing sales page from that blog. And on the left you can see a behavior flow graphic. So it shows where do people come into this page and where do they end up. So we have in the middle we have this page with a lot of people, And well, the biggest fraction of people who go further go to project sales page. So 84 users actually went on to project writing sales page, in which we try to sell, or rather provide, our services on project writing. 7 of those users sent an inquiry about project writing, which in turn can become quite a significant income for our association. So I think that just illustrates a point that even though blog is not something used directly for sales or whatever, but it still can make people interested, lead them towards your sales landing pages, and make them send an inquiry or make the action you want them to make. Okay, still some numbers, but it's still not that outstanding. Okay, 7 inquiries out of 10,000 minutes, not too much big of a deal. Yet, let's look at this blog post further. Actually, it's just you can, well, on the right you can see a snapshot from the blog post, and it's this blog post is no more than just a copy of a few project application questions. So I didn't do anything in this blog except for copying project questions and a few of those of project application answers. So basically, it didn't take any time to write it. I just needed to copy it, well, play a bit with bolding the questions, etc., etc. But it produced quite a big of a result without requiring a lot of effort from me. Now, from this, I want to ask 2 questions. First, how to know that people are going to be interested in what you're doing, and how to craft the blog post, the whole thing, so that users actually find it on the internet. And we're going to get to these 2 questions a bit later, because I think that's the most important thing, to actually give something useful to you. But before doing that, I want to give another example. That's page number 10 in our website. So number 10 according to popularity, and it got slightly above 2,600 views, so 2,618 page views. It had 3 minutes average reading time, which is not too bad because the post is quite short. That means that people were reading from the beginning to the end. And 418 users, so that's about 20%, slightly less than 20% of users went on to our PIF page, which is basically our partner information file. And it's likely that people who went over there are interested in getting us onto their projects as partners, because they are looking at our information sheet and they can contact us and ask whether we want to become partners in their projects. So even though blog is not directly advertising us as an organization, as partners, but still a lot of people used this blog as a stepping stone on towards checking out our partner information file. Also, it's a funny one, but our partner information file is constantly being copied. And I think it has to do a lot with this blog post. I'll give you an example. It's actually an email sent to us perhaps 2 weeks ago or so. And this part over here that I've highlighted is taken word by word from our own partner information file. And it happened quite a few times. It's not a one-time occasion. Actually, at least 4 times we've got emails where people use our words in their own partner information files. And I think it has to do a lot with this blog post. So I can tell that this blog post is already making quite a big of an impact. Well, at least for those 4 organizations that contacted us, and probably many more who were smart enough not to contact us with well, the same words in their partner information presentation.